What if I told you that the key to making a man miss you isn't about playing mind games or becoming someone you're not? Instead, it's about embracing subtle yet powerful shifts in your behavior that leave him thinking about you long after the moment has passed. Sounds intriguing, right? Let's explore the surprising ways you can captivate his thoughts, create a deeper connection, and turn your presence into something he craves. If you've ever found yourself wondering, why doesn't he seem to miss me as much as I miss him? Or what can I do to make him value our time together more? You're not alone. These are questions so many of us face in the world of relationships, especially when navigating the complexities of Stoic dating or modern Stoicism. The good news? You're about to uncover practical and transformative secrets that work. Here's the thing, we've all heard the cliches. Play hard to get, be less available, or make him jealous. But do they really work? More often than not, these tactics leave you feeling confused and inauthentic. This guide isn't about that. It's about authenticity, confidence, and creating a magnetic presence that makes him cherish every moment with you. So, let me ask you this. Are you ready to become the woman he can't stop thinking about? Stay with me, because as we dive into this journey, I promise you'll discover strategies so effective, they'll change the way you approach relationships forever. Let's start with the first surprising way to make him miss you, and trust me, it's a game changer. 1. Live an independent life. Picture this. A woman who's thriving, radiant, and completely immersed in her own world. She doesn't text him every 5 minutes or wait by the phone hoping for his call. Instead, she's busy pursuing her passions, meeting friends, and living a life so fulfilling, it sparks curiosity in everyone around her, including him. Why is independence so irresistible? It's simple. Men are naturally drawn to women who exude confidence and self-sufficiency. Think about it. If you're always available, always adjusting your schedule for him, where's the intrigue? The moment you start prioritizing your happiness and goals, he'll begin to see you in a whole new light. But how do you balance independence with connection? Here's where Stoicism comes into play. The philosophy teaches us the power of self-control and emotional resilience. By cultivating your own sense of purpose, you create a foundation that's not only attractive but unshakable. Ask yourself, what hobbies light you up? What dreams have you put on hold for others? Now is the time to rediscover them. Maybe it's taking up that yoga class, learning a new language, or dedicating time to personal growth. The more you pour into yourself, the more magnetic your energy becomes. When you're independent, you also challenge him to step up. He'll admire your drive and want to be part of your world, not because he feels obligated, but because he genuinely respects the vibrant, multifaceted woman you've become. And here's a surprising bonus. When you focus on your own life, you naturally give him space to miss you. Think about the last time you were deeply engrossed in something meaningful. Weren't you more selective about your interactions? The same goes for him. When he notices that you're not always readily available, it triggers a sense of curiosity, and that's when he starts to miss you. But let's be clear. This isn't about manipulation. It's about showing him that you're a whole, complete person on your own. And trust me, nothing is more alluring than a woman who knows her worth and lives by it. Imagine the effect this has on him. While you're out there exploring life, he's wondering about you, what you're doing, who you're with, and when he'll get the chance to see you again. This subtle shift in energy can create a powerful dynamic in your relationship, one where he values every moment with you. Are you ready to embrace your independence and let it work its magic? Start small. Set aside time each week to pursue something just for you. Watch how the world and your relationship begins to shift in your favor. Now that you've seen how living an independent life can make a man miss you, we're just getting started. There are 9 more surprising strategies to uncover, each one more intriguing than the last. Ready to dive deeper? Let's move to the next one. 2. Be mysterious. Have you ever noticed how the most intriguing people are the ones who don't reveal everything at once? There's a magnetic pull to someone who keeps a little something back, making you curious, wanting to know more. This is the essence of being mysterious, and when done right, it's one of the most powerful ways to make him miss you. Imagine this. Every time you interact with him, you're like a beautifully wrapped gift. He can peek inside just enough to get excited, but there's still so much more to uncover. That sense of mystery is what keeps his mind lingering on you long after your conversations end. So how do you create this air of mystery in your interactions? It starts with being intentional about what you share. For example, if he asks about your weekend, don't lay out every single detail. Instead of saying, "I went to brunch, then the gym, then watched a movie," you might say something like, "Oh, I had such a fun weekend. I caught up with some friends and did something I've been wanting to try for ages. What about you?" That small change leaves room for his imagination to wander. What did she try? Who was she with? Was it something exciting? This curiosity is what draws him in and makes him think about you even when you're not around. But here's the important part. Mystery doesn't mean withholding important information or being dishonest. It's about sharing pieces of yourself gradually, like a story that unfolds with every chapter. This way, you're not just interesting, you're unforgettable. Being mysterious also ties into confidence. Think about the principles of Stoic dating and Stoicism. These philosophies emphasize the power of self-restraint and the value of letting things unfold naturally. When you resist the urge to overshare, you demonstrate self-assuredness and patience, qualities that are undeniably attractive. Ask yourself, are you giving everything away too quickly? Are you leaving him no room to wonder or discover? If so, now's the time to dial it back. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Let him see glimpses of your vibrant life without revealing every detail. Trust me, he'll be hooked. For instance, instead of texting him every thought that crosses your mind, save a few things for your next conversation. Instead of updating him on every moment of your day, let him wonder what you're up to. This creates a sense of anticipation, making your time together feel even more special. Here's something fascinating. Men often appreciate the chase more than the outcome. By being mysterious, you're not just giving him something to chase, you're giving him something to cherish. He'll value the moments you do share because they'll feel like treasures, not just routine exchanges. But let me ask you this. Have you ever been too transparent in the past? Have you felt like being an open book left little room for excitement? If so, this shift toward mystery could be the fresh approach you need. It's not about being distant, it's about creating intrigue. And let's not forget, this strategy doesn't just work for him. It works for you too. When you hold a little back, you remind yourself of the depth and complexity you bring to the table. You're not just someone's partner, you're someone with a rich, multifaceted life. That kind of confidence is irresistible. Now, here's the fun part. If you're already loving this tip and can see how it could spark curiosity and excitement in your relationship, like this video and comment number 1 right now. Let's celebrate the power of mystery together. And don't stop there. If you want more of these transformative tips to deepen your connection and make your relationship thrive, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll never miss the next secret that could completely change the way he sees you. The journey to making him miss you in all the right ways has just begun. Stay with me, because the next surprising strategy is going to take things to an even deeper level. Ready to discover it? Let's dive into the next step. 3. Take breaks from social media. When was the last time you intentionally stepped away from your phone or paused your scrolling to fully immerse yourself in the present moment? Now imagine how intriguing it would be if you suddenly went quiet on social media, not in a way that feels forced or dramatic, but naturally and effortlessly. Taking breaks from social media is one of the most underrated yet effective ways to make him miss you. Why? Because in today's world, where we're all just a tap away, suddenly being a little harder to reach creates a ripple of curiosity. It makes him wonder, what is she up to? Why hasn't she posted anything today? That space you create by being less visible is where he starts to think about you more. But there's more to this than just creating mystery. Taking breaks from social media isn't just about him, it's about you. Constant online activity can often leave us feeling drained, disconnected, and overly dependent on external validation. By stepping away, you not only prioritize your mental well-being, but also regain a sense of presence and purpose in your life. And guess what? That grounded energy radiates outward and makes you even more captivating. Let's dive deeper into how this works. When you're not flooding his feed with updates, selfies, or stories, you give him a chance to truly miss your presence. It's not about playing games or making him feel excluded. It's about showing that your life doesn't revolve around posting or seeking attention online. This subtle yet powerful move reminds him of your independence and depth. You might be thinking, but what if he forgets about me? Here's the truth. When you create moments of absence, it amplifies the moments of presence. Think about it. When he sees a new post from you after a break, it becomes an event. He'll notice it more, value it more, and maybe even reach out to ask what you've been up to. This ties beautifully into the philosophy of Stoic dating, where the emphasis is on patience and restraint rather than instant gratification. Stoicism teaches us to value what's meaningful over what's immediate. By stepping away from the noise of social media, you align yourself with this powerful approach, showing him that you're someone who prioritizes quality over quantity. But let's be clear. Taking breaks doesn't mean disappearing entirely or using silence as a form of punishment. It's about being intentional with your online presence. Maybe you post a single captivating photo from your weekend instead of a play-by-play. Or perhaps you take a day or two off to focus on yourself without feeling the need to document every moment. Here's a tip. Use your time away from social media to immerse yourself in things that light you up. Whether it's a creative project, a workout routine, or simply spending quality time with loved ones. When you eventually return online, your energy will feel refreshed and authentic. And trust me, that's something people can sense, including him. This approach also highlights another important aspect of a healthy relationship, the element of surprise. When you're not always posting, it keeps him on his toes, wondering about your life instead of assuming he already knows everything. It makes your interactions feel more dynamic and alive. And here's an unexpected bonus. When you step back from social media, you free yourself from the comparison trap. You're no longer caught up in how others are living or how your life appears to others. Instead, you're fully present in your own experiences, which builds your confidence and inner peace, two qualities that are incredibly attractive. So, let me ask you this. Are you ready to create space for him to miss you while also reclaiming your time and energy? Try it. Log off for a day, a weekend, or however long feels right for you. Watch how this small but significant change shifts the dynamic, not just with him, but with yourself. By the time you do post again or reconnect, you'll feel more centered, more vibrant, and more in control of your narrative. And trust me, he'll notice. It's the kind of intrigue that no filter or hashtag can ever replicate. Now, let's move on to the next surprising way to make him miss you. 4. End conversations or dates on a high note. Have you ever heard the phrase, always leave them wanting more? It's not just a clever saying, it's a golden rule for keeping your interactions memorable and exciting. When it comes to making him miss you, the key is to end conversations or dates at just the right moment, leaving him eager for the next one. Think about it. When was the last time you experienced something so great that you couldn't stop thinking about it afterward? Maybe it was a movie, a book, or a perfect evening with someone special. That lingering feeling, the one that keeps replaying in your mind, is exactly what you want to create. And here's the secret. You have the power to make that happen by knowing when to end on a high note. Let's imagine you're having a phone call or spending time together. The energy is amazing, the conversation is flowing, and everything feels effortless. Instead of letting the moment stretch on until it fizzles out, you end it while the excitement is still fresh. You might say something like, "This has been so much fun, but I have an early morning tomorrow. Let's talk again soon." Or if you're on a date, you might say, "I had such a great time tonight. Let's plan something fun for next time." What happens next? He's left with a sense of anticipation. He starts thinking about the next time he'll get to see or hear from you. By taking control and ending things on a high note, You create a dynamic where he looks forward to every interaction instead of taking them for granted. This approach ties directly into Stoicism and Stoic dating principles. Both emphasize the importance of discipline and intentionality. By ending interactions at their peak, you show restraint, confidence, and a strong sense of self. You're not clinging to the moment, you're mastering it. But let me ask you this. How often do you find yourself staying on a call or prolonging a date because you don't want the connection to end? It's completely natural to feel that way. However, when you stretch things too long, the energy can start to dwindle, and what was once exciting might begin to feel ordinary. By ending on a high note, you preserve the magic and ensure that every moment you share feels special. Now, here's a little tip. Pay attention to his energy too. If he's laughing, engaged, and having a great time, that's your signal. Wrap things up before the vibe shifts. This doesn't mean cutting things short prematurely. It's about being attuned to the rhythm of the interaction and knowing when to leave him with the best possible impression. Ending conversations or dates on a high note also shows confidence. It says, "I value my time, and I know how to make the most of it." That kind of self-assuredness is magnetic. He'll start to associate you with positive, uplifting experiences, and every time he thinks of you, those good feelings will come rushing back. And here's the best part. This isn't just about him, it's about you too. When you end things on a high note, you give yourself the opportunity to reflect on the good energy of the moment without any lingering doubts or regrets. It boosts your confidence and makes you excited for what's next. So, are you ready to try this out? Next time you're on a call or date, challenge yourself to end things on a high note. Notice how it shifts the dynamic and creates a sense of anticipation. If you're loving these tips and can't wait to see how they transform your relationship, like this video and comment number 1 below. And don't stop there, hit subscribe and turn on notifications to join our amazing community and stay updated on the best strategies to elevate your love life. We're just getting started. The next surprising way to make him miss you will take things to an entirely new level. Let's keep going. 5. Play the waiting game. Patience is a powerful tool, especially when it comes to making him miss you. In a world where instant gratification is the norm, taking your time to respond to his messages or calls can create a sense of anticipation that keeps him intrigued. It's not about ignoring him or playing hard to get. It's about showing that you value your time and that your attention is something to be earned, not expected. Let's break this down. Imagine you receive a text from him. Instead of responding the second it comes in, you take a little time, just enough to make him wonder what you're up to. During that pause, his curiosity builds. What's she doing? Why hasn't she replied yet? That little space you create can make him appreciate your response so much more when it finally comes. This isn't about manipulating him or making him feel neglected. It's about pacing the rhythm of your interactions. When you space out your replies or responses, you keep things dynamic and exciting. It's like the difference between a song with a steady, predictable beat and one that builds suspense and drops at just the right moment. Which one leaves a stronger impression? But here's the thing, balance is key. Taking time to reply shouldn't feel like a deliberate game or punishment. It should feel natural, a reflection of the busy, fulfilling life you're leading. Maybe you're at work, enjoying a hobby, or spending time with friends. The beauty of this approach lies in its authenticity. Your life doesn't revolve around your phone, and that's something he'll notice and respect. Now, let's connect this to Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us to focus on what we can control while remaining calm and composed. By embracing a Stoic mindset, you naturally step away from the need to respond immediately or seek validation through constant communication. Instead, you become someone who values meaningful, intentional interactions over fleeting, impulsive ones. Playing the waiting game also works because it gives him time to reflect. When you're not always available, he has the opportunity to miss you and think about how much he values your presence. It's like giving him the space to realize just how important you are in his life. Think about it this way. If you're always quick to reply, he may start to take your attention for granted. But when your responses are thoughtful and spaced out, they carry more weight. He'll look forward to hearing from you, and the anticipation will make your connection feel even more special. Of course, it's essential to be mindful of his personality and the stage of your relationship. If he's someone who thrives on quick communication, or if you're in the early stages of getting to know each other, adapt accordingly. The waiting game isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about finding the balance that feels right for both of you. But here's a question to reflect on. Have you ever felt the pressure to reply immediately because you didn't want to seem uninterested? If so, consider how that might shift if you gave yourself permission to pause. Would it help you feel more in control of your interactions? Would it make him appreciate your time and attention more? When done right, the waiting game is a subtle but impactful way to create a dynamic that keeps him engaged and eager. It's not about withholding yourself, it's about showing that your time and energy are precious. And when he realizes that, he'll start to treasure every moment he gets to connect with you. So the next time you're tempted to reply right away, take a deep breath and remind yourself, a little patience can go a long way. Give him the space to miss you and watch how it transforms your connection. Ready to discover what's next? Let's move on to the next surprising way to make him miss you. 6. Plan spontaneous and unpredictable dates. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you did something that completely surprised him? Something fun, unexpected, and so memorable that he couldn't stop thinking about it afterward. If you're not sure, don't worry, you're about to discover how planning spontaneous and unpredictable dates can make him miss you in ways you never thought possible. Here's the thing about spontaneity. It breaks the routine and injects excitement into your connection. Life can get monotonous even in the best relationships. By planning a surprise outing or an unexpected adventure, you create a moment he'll cherish and one he'll replay in his mind long after it's over. Imagine this. Instead of the usual dinner or movie night, you text him saying, "Be ready at 7 p.m., I've got a surprise planned." Suddenly, his day takes on a whole new energy. He's wondering what you've got up your sleeve, excited and intrigued. Whether it's a picnic under the stars, a fun escape room challenge, or a scenic hike to watch the sunset, the key is to do something that feels fresh and out of the ordinary. Why does this work so well? Because unpredictability is thrilling. It triggers a sense of excitement and curiosity, making the time he spends with you unforgettable. He'll associate you with adventure, fun, and the feeling of being alive. And isn't that what we all crave in a relationship? But here's the best part. Spontaneous dates don't have to be elaborate or expensive. Sometimes the simplest surprises are the most meaningful. It could be as easy as cooking his favorite meal and turning it into a candlelit dinner at home, or challenging him to a playful game night where the winner gets a cheeky prize. Spontaneity also sends a powerful message that you're creative, confident, and willing to take the lead in making your time together special. Men are drawn to women who know how to have fun and keep things interesting. By planning something unexpected, you show that you're invested in creating memorable experiences, and that's incredibly attractive. This ties beautifully into the principles of Stoic dating and Stoicism. Both philosophies emphasize being present in the moment and valuing experiences over material things. When you focus on creating shared adventures, you strengthen your bond in a way that's authentic and meaningful. So, what kind of surprise date would suit your relationship? Think about his interests and passions. Is he into sports? Plan a spontaneous trip to a local game. Does he love music? Surprise him with tickets to a live performance. Or maybe he's more of a thrill seeker. Why not try zip lining or go-kart racing? The options are endless, and the effort you put into tailoring the experience to him will not go unnoticed. Here's the magic. After the date, when he's lying in bed or going about his day, those spontaneous moments will linger in his mind. He'll smile at the memory of how much fun he had and look forward to the next adventure you'll plan together. That anticipation, wondering what's coming next, is what keeps the spark alive. And let's not forget, spontaneous dates are just as exciting for you as they are for him. They remind you of the joy of living in the moment, of breaking free from routines, and of exploring new sides of your relationship. They're a win-win for both of you. If this idea is already sparking your creativity, like this video and comment number 1 below to show some love. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss these relationship transforming tips. Every interaction we share is a step toward building something stronger and more fulfilling. The journey to creating moments he can't stop thinking about is just beginning. Let's keep going. There's so much more to uncover in the next surprising way to make him miss you. 7. Share your ambitions and dreams. When was the last time you opened up about your goals, your passions, or the vision you have for your future? If the answer is not often, you might be missing out on a surprising way to make him miss you and deeply connect with you. Sharing your ambitions and dreams is not only inspiring, but it also creates an emotional bond that lingers in his mind. Here's why this works. Men are naturally drawn to women who have a sense of purpose. When you talk about your dreams, whether it's starting a business, traveling the world, or mastering a new skill, you show him a part of yourself that's driven, passionate, and full of life. It's not just attractive, it's magnetic. You're letting him see the fire that fuels you, and that's something he'll remember long after the conversation ends. Think about it. Have you ever felt inspired just by listening to someone speak about their goals? That energy, that light in their eyes, it's contagious. When you share your own ambitions, you ignite that same spark. He'll find himself replaying those moments, admiring your drive, and wanting to be part of the journey you're on. But there's another layer to this: vulnerability. When you talk about your dreams, you're not just sharing what excites you, you're also sharing a glimpse of your inner world. You're showing him what matters most to you, what keeps you motivated, and what you hope for in the future. This level of honesty fosters a deeper emotional connection that makes him feel closer to you. Here's the beauty of this approach. It's not just about him, it's about you too. Sharing your ambitions reminds you of your own worth and power. It's a moment to celebrate the amazing things you're working toward and to reaffirm your commitment to yourself. And that self-assuredness, it's irresistible. If you're wondering how to bring this up naturally, start by talking about something you're currently excited about. For example, you might say, "I've been thinking about taking a photography course. It's something I've always wanted to do." What's something you've always dreamed of trying? By inviting him into the conversation, you're not only sharing your dreams, but also encouraging him to open up about his own. This mutual exchange builds trust and creates a bond that deepens over time. And here's a little secret. When you share your ambitions, you give him a chance to envision a future with you. He starts to think about how he fits into your life and how he can support your journey. It's a subtle but powerful way to make him see you as a partner, not just in the present, but for the long haul. But let's be clear, this isn't about overwhelming him with your 5-year plan or making it all about you. It's about creating a conversation that's genuine and inspiring. It's about letting your passion shine and inviting him to share in it. This exchange of dreams and goals becomes a foundation for something more meaningful, a relationship built on mutual respect and admiration. So what are your dreams? What lights you up inside? Take a moment to reflect on them and think about how you can share them in a way that feels authentic and exciting. Whether it's a small goal you're working on or a lifelong aspiration, letting him see that side of you will leave an impression he won't soon forget. And here's the unexpected bonus. When you share your ambitions, you inspire him to think about his own. You become a source of motivation, someone who challenges him to dream bigger and strive for more. That energy, that mutual drive for growth, it's the kind of connection that makes a man truly miss you. As you reflect on this, remember, sharing your dreams isn't just about impressing him. It's about honoring your own journey and inviting him to be a part of it. And in doing so, you create a dynamic that's not only unforgettable, but also deeply fulfilling. Let's keep going because the next step in making him miss you is just as powerful. 8. Show genuine appreciation without overdoing it. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you made someone feel truly valued? A moment when your words made them pause, smile, and feel genuinely special? Showing appreciation, when done authentically and sparingly, is one of the most surprising ways to make him miss you, and it's a skill worth mastering. Here's the key. Genuine appreciation is about more than just saying thank you or giving a compliment. It's about noticing the little things he does, the subtle efforts he makes, and acknowledging them in a way that feels heartfelt and unique. This kind of attention leaves a lasting impression because it shows that you see and value him for who he is, not just what he does. For instance, instead of saying something generic like, "You're so sweet," you might say, "I really love how thoughtful you were when you helped me with specific thing. It meant a lot." That extra detail makes the appreciation feel personal and sincere, something he'll carry with him long after the conversation is over. But here's the magic. The key to making appreciation work is moderation. If you overdo it, it can lose its impact or even come across as insincere. That's why it's important to strike a balance, showing enough gratitude to make him feel special while leaving room for those moments to stand out. When you show genuine appreciation, you create a positive association in his mind. He starts to connect being around you with feeling uplifted, valued, and respected. And when someone makes us feel that way, we naturally miss their presence when they're not around. This ties beautifully into the principles of Stoicism and Stoic dating, where actions are intentional and emotions are expressed with clarity and purpose. Showing appreciation isn't about flattery or trying to win favor. It's about cultivating a relationship grounded in mutual respect and kindness. So, how do you incorporate this into your interactions? Start small. Maybe he shares a story about his day, and you say, "I admire how you handled that. It shows how resourceful you are." Or perhaps he does something thoughtful, and you respond with, "That really brightened my day, thank you." These moments of genuine acknowledgement go a long way. And let's not forget, showing appreciation isn't just about making him feel good. It's also about shifting your own perspective. When you actively look for things to appreciate, you train your mind to focus on the positives in your relationship. This fosters a sense of gratitude that strengthens your bond and makes your connection feel more fulfilling. Now, imagine this. After a particularly meaningful conversation or gesture, you take a moment to express your gratitude in a way that feels natural and heartfelt. As he reflects on that moment later, he starts to realize how rare and special it is to feel so genuinely seen and appreciated. That's the kind of memory that lingers, the kind that makes him miss you. If this resonates with you and you're excited to see how appreciation can deepen your connection, like this video and comment number 1 below. And don't stop there, subscribe to the channel so you never miss more tips like this, designed to help you create stronger, more meaningful relationships. There's more to uncover on this journey, so let's keep going. The next step to making him miss you is just as transformative. Stay tuned. 9. Be less available on weekends. Have you ever noticed how being just slightly out of reach can make someone think about you even more? There's a certain allure in not always being immediately available, and weekends, those precious windows of free time, are the perfect opportunity to let this dynamic work its magic. When you plan your weekends in ways that don't revolve entirely around him, you send a powerful message. I have a full, exciting life, and I'm not dependent on anyone to complete me. This independence not only makes you more attractive, but it also creates a natural space for him to miss you. Here's how it works. Imagine it's Saturday, and instead of texting him to ask what his plans are, you're already out exploring a local event with friends, hiking a trail you've always wanted to try, or taking yourself on a solo adventure. When he reaches out to check in, he'll notice that your time is valuable and that you're busy living your best life. This subtly plants the idea that being with you is something he'll need to prioritize if he wants a place in your world. But this isn't about playing games or intentionally making yourself unavailable. It's about genuinely investing in your own life and passions. By being less available on weekends, you're showing him and reminding yourself that your happiness doesn't depend on being in constant contact with him. This approach ties into the principles of Stoic dating and Stoicism. Both emphasize the importance of self-reliance and the power of focusing on what you can control. By prioritizing your own plans, you cultivate a sense of balance and independence that makes your relationship healthier and more dynamic. So what does being less available look like in practice? It doesn't mean ignoring him or refusing to spend time together. Instead, it's about being intentional with your time. If he suggests plans for the weekend, consider mixing things up. Maybe you spend part of the day together but reserve the rest for your own activities. Or if you're already booked, let him know. That sounds great, but I have plans this Saturday. Let's catch up another time. This subtle boundary makes your time together feel more meaningful because it's not something that happens by default. It's something you both consciously choose. And here's a surprising benefit. When you're less available, you create opportunities for him to reflect on how much he enjoys being with you. Absence, even in small doses, makes the heart grow fonder. When you're not always immediately accessible, he starts to appreciate the moments he does get to spend with you even more. But here's the twist. This isn't just about him missing you. It's about you rediscovering the joy of living life on your own terms. When you plan your weekends around what truly excites and fulfills you, you naturally become more vibrant, more confident, and more interesting, not just to him, but to everyone around you. So the next time you're planning your weekend, ask yourself, what would make me feel most alive? Whether it's pursuing a hobby, reconnecting with friends, or simply enjoying some well-deserved me time, make those plans a priority. By doing so, you create a balance that not only enhances your life but also leaves him eagerly looking forward to the moments you do share together. Being less available isn't about creating distance, it's about creating space for both of you to appreciate the connection you have. And when done with authenticity and intention, it's one of the most effective ways to make him miss you in all the right ways. Let's move on to the final step. It's one you won't want to miss. 10. Stay positive and upbeat. Let me ask you something. How do you feel when you're around someone who radiates positivity? Their energy is infectious, their smile lights up a room, and their presence just makes everything feel better. Now imagine becoming that person, the one who leaves him feeling uplifted, inspired, and craving more of your company. That's the power of staying positive and upbeat. Here's the thing. Life isn't always sunshine and rainbows, and no one expects you to pretend it is. But when you choose to focus on the good, even in small ways, you create a vibe that's irresistible. People naturally gravitate toward those who make them feel good, and that includes him. If every conversation or interaction with you leaves him smiling, he's going to miss you the moment you're not there. So how do you stay positive and upbeat in a way that feels genuine? It starts with mindset. Instead of dwelling on problems or venting about frustrations, look for opportunities to share joy and humor. That doesn't mean you can't be real or express your feelings. It just means you balance those moments with an overall sense of optimism. For example, if you're recounting a tough day at work, you might say something like, "It was challenging, but I'm proud of how I handled it. Plus, now I have a funny story to tell." This approach shows resilience and a sense of humor, two traits that are incredibly attractive and memorable. Being positive also means celebrating the little things. Did you accomplish a personal goal? Share it with him. Did something funny or heartwarming happen during your day? Bring it up in conversation. These moments show that you're someone who finds joy in life, and that energy is contagious. Now, let's connect this to Stoicism and Stoic dating. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and to approach challenges with grace and composure. By embracing these principles, you naturally become someone who handles life's ups and downs with confidence and poise. That steadiness is something he'll admire and miss when you're not around. Staying positive doesn't just impact him, it impacts you too. When you focus on what's good in your life, you create a sense of gratitude and fulfillment that radiates outward. You become more confident, more self-assured, and more in tune with the things that truly matter. And that energy, it's magnetic. But let's be real. Staying upbeat doesn't mean being a perpetual cheerleader or ignoring your own needs. It's about being authentic and choosing to see the silver lining when it's there. It's about creating a space where he feels comfortable, inspired, and connected, because he knows that being with you is a source of positivity, not stress. Here's a tip. During your next interaction, make a conscious effort to highlight the good. Whether it's complimenting something he's done, sharing a funny story, or simply expressing excitement about your plans for the day, notice how the energy shifts. You'll see how your positivity becomes a gift, something he'll look forward to and miss when it's gone. If this idea is lighting you up and you're ready to bring more positivity into your connection, like this video and comment number 1 below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can keep building relationships that are full of joy, growth, and meaningful connection. So, there you have it, the 10 surprising ways to make a man miss you and think about you long after you've left the room. These strategies aren't about playing games or changing who you are. They're about embracing your natural power, confidence, and individuality in ways that deepen your connection and make him value your presence even more. Think about it. By living an independent life, adding a touch of mystery, and creating meaningful, positive interactions, you're not only captivating his attention, but also becoming the best version of yourself. And that's what truly makes someone unforgettable. Here's the beauty of everything we've discussed. Each of these steps helps you cultivate a stronger sense of self, whether it's sharing your dreams, planning spontaneous dates, or showing genuine appreciation. These actions are just as much about enhancing your life as they are about building your relationship. That's the balance of a truly magnetic connection, one built on mutual respect, excitement, and authenticity. Now, let me ask you, which of these steps will you try first? Will you surprise him with an unexpected adventure or take a social media break to focus on yourself? Perhaps you'll explore the power of ending conversations on a high note or sharing your dreams to inspire him. Whatever step speaks to you, remember this: you're in control of your energy, your time, and your presence. And when you bring that kind of confidence to your relationship, he'll feel it, miss it, and cherish it. Before we wrap up, let's make this interactive. If this video resonated with you, comment below with number 1 to let us know you're ready to embrace these strategies. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who could use a little inspiration in their love life. Together, let's create a community of empowered, confident women who know their worth and aren't afraid to show it. Thank you for being here and for investing in yourself and your relationship. Remember, you have everything you need to be magnetic, unforgettable, and deeply loved. Until next time, stay radiant and keep creating the love life you deserve. You've got this.